So greetings from the campus of Georgetown Preparatory School. This is not my son's school. My son is playing these guys in soccer today. His school is playing this school. But this is the school that two Supreme Court justices went to, including the most recent, Justice Kavanaugh. And much of the controversy surrounding Kavanaugh concerned his times here at Georgetown Prep. Anyway, it is a very, very good school, very prestigious, very hard to get into. Not associated with Georgetown University, but still someplace that a lot of families like to pick. In addition, it has its own golf course on campus. On-campus golf course. Not bad. Hey, it's a Saturday, and that is youth soccer day in our family, and my kid is playing soccer, and I'm in a parking lot because we're not allowed to watch the games. No spectators allowed. My kid actually has to play with a mask on. He's playing Georgetown Prep, which is the school where Gorsuch and Kavanaugh went to school before becoming Supreme Court justices. Anyway, today I thought I would show you two things. One, we're going to go by the vice president's house again, because guess what? That chimney is still getting worked on. Yeah, this is like the chimney that'll never get fixed. The second thing, a lot of you have asked me if I could show you the webcam location at the U.S. Congress. So I'm going to take you over there and I'll show you the building where they film it and how it's set up so you guys can sort of get an idea of what you're seeing when you watch the live webcam on the Capitol. And in between that, we'll find some other cool stuff. Meanwhile, over at the vice president's house, nothing is happening. Well, I rephrase, they are actually working on the chimney. This chimney up here is the one they seem to be stuck on. Every day almost last week I saw a crane up there as they were trying to fix something going wrong with that chimney, or maybe the roof. Hi, sorry, the car noise outside the Naval Observatory got to be just too much. While it may seem odd for the vice president not to move in immediately upon taking office, this isn't the first time that's happened. Vice President Cheney had to wait 30 days before he moved into office, and Vice President Gore actually waited 6 months before they moved into office. Renovations and repairs of a 100-year-old building are not easy, and I guess that's what we're seeing right now. I also wanted to take a moment to show you something on the other side of the street from the vice president's house. The Norwegian ambassador and embassy building is just across the street, and in front of the Norwegian embassy is a statue of Crown Princess / Queen Martha. Crown Princess Martha is the mother to the current king, King Harald of Norway. And in 1940, she fled the Germans as they were invading Norway and made her way to the United States. Now, when she arrived in the United States, she became quite the social circle woman. Everybody wanted to talk to her, everybody wanted to meet her, everybody wanted to be friends with her, including President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was quite smitten with the Crown Princess. It's said that the Crown Princess was actually FDR's last love. Now, whether anything physical ever happened is a matter of Washington whispers and may never be known. But the British author Roald Dahl, who wrote books like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda, well, he actually worked as a British spy in Washington, D.C. during World War II. And he reported back to London that with that much smoke, there might be fire. And he was of the opinion that FDR truly wanted to be with the Crown Princess. The reason I mention all this is because next month, starting April 4th, Atlantic Crossing will tell the story of the Crown Princess's travels to the United States. This will be aired on PBS Masterpiece. PBS is the public broadcasting system for those of you overseas and are not familiar with American TV channels. And this movie or miniseries will tell the story of her crossing to the America and her relationship with FDR. Don't know how much detail I'll get into, don't know if it'll talk about scandal, but I've linked to the trailer in the description, and it might be worth checking out in a few weeks. All right, with that said, I wanted to go over to the U.S. Capitol. A lot of you have sent me messages about the Capitol webcam, and you wanted to know a little bit more about the flags that you see flying in the foreground and the possible locations of the Capitol webcam. I think I mistakenly identified it as being on top of the Teamsters building, and as I went out there today, I found it's actually just a little bit around the corner. So the other day when we were talking about flags, I mentioned that you could see a blue flag on top of the Capitol webcam. And I suspected that that was the International Brotherhood of Teamsters flag because it's blue and it's got some gold and whatnot. But when I came out here, I realized, nah, it can't possibly be that flag because that flag isn't high enough. And so I did a little bit more digging, and it turns out it's not even this building. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters here on Louisiana Avenue is not the host of the Capitol Webcam that you guys have been watching on YouTube. That camera is around the corner. So let me go show you where that is. Down there is Union Station. Over to my right is the barbed wire fences and the Senate office buildings, and of course the U.S. Capitol. This is a porta potty. So this building here on the left is called the Hall of States, and this is NBC News Washington headquarters. It's also the headquarters of C-SPAN and the DC headquarters of Fox News. Now, the Hall of State building is where different governors and state representatives have their lobbying offices. The governor of almost every state has a Washington, D.C. office to represent the interests of that state, and many of them have those offices here in the Hall of States, 400 North Capitol. But the building we want is 500 North Capitol. That building. That building is the headquarters of McDermott, Will, and Emery, a large Washington, D.C., well, actually nationwide law firm. That is their offices. And up on the roof, as far as I can tell from Google Satellite, is a little lunch place, a place where they can sit on the roof, have a snack, and look out over the view. It's on that roof where the webcam is positioned. Now, I hear you say, hey, wait a second. In the webcam, you can see a blue flag and an American flag side by side. And, well, there's no flag right here that has the blue flag and the American flag. Well, I've tracked that down too. The blue flag is up on top of this building, and the American flag is over there. The blue flag, while not the Teamsters, is actually another trade union, MEBA, Marine Engineers Benevolent Association, representing the Merchant Marine. Now, it looks like the flags are side by side, but I believe that's just an optical illusion because they're right next to, they're in a straight line, slightly out of kilter. And then down in the background is the U.S. Capitol. So Union Station is over there. The Smithsonian Postal Museum, the Museum of Stamps, is over there. And then the Phoenix Park Hotel, which is kind of connected to an Irish pub called the Dubliner, is right here. I think she's lost. Maybe she's getting married at the Capitol. So the plan is to open up this part of the gates and allow traffic to go straight down 3rd Street. That means they'll remove those big fences on the right and let us drive ahead on this road. Everybody's taking their wedding photos today. Wedding photos and razor wire. It mixes.